All right, so I'm gonna go through a few poses that should be helpful for each area that I think you're probably tight in, and then I'll show you the bed in bed combination that I've put together for you. For your IT band, I know you said that it's hard to get into fire log pose with your knee pain. Maybe we'll start with the quads. So first, sorry, it's really loud in here. We're gonna go into a crescent lunge. So whatever way you feel comfortable getting into that, drop the knee down to the mat, and you're just gonna gently push into the hips, like pushing the hips down towards the mat. You can back bend a little bit. That's gonna invite more stretching into that front leg rather than back into the hamstring. The hamstring could be helpful as well. So just pushing down with your hips towards the mat, stretching that front of the quad, stretching the hip flexor. Everything in here is really connected. So if you're loosening up one part, that's probably gonna help loosen up some other stuff too. You can switch sides on that. And again, try to keep the hips in line with each other, directly parallel to the front of the mat, and then pushing the hips down towards the mat. You can step up and drop the knees down to the mat. Open the feet up a little bit, and we're gonna go into hero posture. So from the front, just open the hips, the feet up, try to sink the hips in between the feet and get your sits bones onto the mat. So you might not touch, that's fine. You can put a block in between right here and sit on the block so that you're not putting unneeded stress onto different parts of the body. Whatever works for you. If you have a block, you can put a pillow or bolster or anything like that underneath the hips as well. So that's hero posture. And then pigeon is gonna be really good for stretching your quads as well. So I think the easiest way to get into this is being in a plank position, raising one leg, bringing it forward. It doesn't have to be parallel to the front of your mat, because that can torque the knee a little bit, which you don't want. And then just gently being in that posture. You can stay upright to invite more quad stretching into this. You can lift that back foot and grab the ankle, pulling the foot towards the glutes. Pigeon's good for every area that you need. So it's gonna stretch your IT band, it's gonna stretch the glutes. You can, again, raise that leg to invite more of a quad stretch. You can lay over your leg to get more IT band, more hip opening. I have some postures against the wall for this as well, that I'll do in a second video for you. But I don't know if you know camel pose, but that's gonna be your quads are against the wall. You try to not move them as you do your back bend. Pigeon's also gonna be good for, like I said, the glutes, stretching the IT band. For your low back, And stretching the glutes, you can do, I'm switching sides all over the place, half frog. So lay face down on the mat. You can do this one leg at a time. It's kind of like the beginnings of bow posture. So reach back, grab the foot, and just pull to wherever feels comfortable, trying to get that quad stretching, inviting in a little bit more knee mobility. So you can do this on both sides at the same time, or just to focus on one side. You can do one side at a time, releasing that after 5 to 10 breaths, whatever feels comfortable for you. This is also gonna give you some shoulder strength. For the spine, low back, you can also do Sphinx pose. So that's just placing, it's kind of like another back bend, placing the elbows directly below the shoulders, looking forward. I'm just trying to get most noise into the speaker as I can. You'll use, arch your spine back. Don't let your shoulders like sink in. You want to be engaged in your shoulders. I'm trying to get that arch, kind of like a variation on up dog, cobra. It's a little bit more gentle. That's going to help with the low back a little bit. For the IT band, there's a bunch of different postures for this. Fire log pose, of course. If you're having problems with that, my yoga class, one of my teachers does this a lot. So it's like you're going to be in a cross-legged position, one foot in front of you. You're not going to place that other one over. It's just going to be placed in front. So I think this should be easier if you're having a lot of knee pain. And you just lean forward over this. That leg that's in front, you can try and put a little bit of pressure on it. You should feel it a lot in the IT band as you come forward. Your sits bones don't have to stay connected to the ground. You should still be able to feel this. I'm just gently reaching forward, trying to feel that engagement here. Again, if you need to put a little pressure on top of the knee, just a little bit. Any sharp pain, you want to back off. I know you know all this, you do yoga enough, so. And then once you've stayed there for 5 to 10 breaths, you can just switch the foot that's in front. So again, it's not crossing, both of your feet are on the ground. Just one is in front of the other, and your feet might be out a little bit more. You might feel more stretch if your foot's out a little bit more forward or in a little closer, so you can try to experiment with that. Same thing, you can place a little bit of pressure as you lean forward to try and feel a little bit more stretch in the IT band. One side might feel tighter than the other, and just gently leaning forward over it, trying to feel that engagement in the IT band. This side's tighter on me. I don't even know what the name of this pose is, so I can't tell you. And again, pigeon, good for the IT band. Fire log, if you're able to get into it. My leg doesn't come down that far, so like, I know in the pictures, like their legs are all bent and stuff. Lisa